iPhone 15 rumors and leaks. So first of all, as you heard, they are switching to USB-C since most of Europe wants that. So yeah, they're forcing Apple to switch, and they're gonna remove the buttons and make it solid state buttons so that you don't really get to press it. They just vibrate. Apple does have a really good haptic sensor, so it might actually be not that bad. So, yeah. But this will also help with the water resistance. This might get better water resistant compared to like Samsung and so. Also, the phone spec size compared to the 14 Pro Max is quite similar. It's going to be thicker and wider, but shorter. As you can see, 14 Pro Max 168 millimeters, while 15 is 159. But do remember, these are rumors, so they're not official. So yeah, this is what we think is going to happen. We're not sure. Sorry for that background noise. My computer is going full speed. Also, Apple might put a periscopic lens similar to the S22 Ultra and S23 and most Xiaomi phones these days. Basically means the light is going to be here. It's just going to bounce off this thing. Something that's reflective, usually like mirror or some sort of piece of metal. And the sensor is going to be on the side. So that means they can have more space. And of course the A17 Bionic, which is the chip that they're going to put. It's going to have 3 nanometer. And for years Apple has been leading the smartphone CPU category. So yeah, they're just going to continue with that. In terms of design, Apple doesn't really change. But there are areas where if I go all the way up, you can see this, like the camera bump is bigger. So if I take my screen ruler real quick, yeah, and then you can see that's 16. Then that part is like 7, 3, 5, 11, 16. So if 5 plus 11 is 16. So the camera bump might be as wide as the phone itself. So yeah, that's kind of new. But it's still rumored to be 48 megapixel. But nowadays, who cares what the megapixel? It's just software. And Apple does have good software. These are some of the leaks and windows. Of course, they're switching to USB-C, but Apple they don't really like doing stuff like that. So what they're going to do is, if it's not a certified cable, they're going to limit the charging speed and transfer speed. Also, it's rumored to have titanium alloy, so just like the watches, so it should be a bit more stronger and have one of the thinnest bezel so far, beating the Xiaomi. So yeah, and also all of their series are gonna have the notch, not like 14 where they had only the Pro Max and the Pro series had it. Also, there are rumors that it won't be just Pro Max. There'll also be Ultra, just like Samsung. But yeah, as you can see, USB-C data transfer speeds will be limited. See, here they need the certification, and Wi-Fi 6E, which is very new for Apple to do that. So in terms of performance, there are rumors that the iPhone 15 might have Ultra or the Pro Max. We're not sure of the name yet. Might actually have 8 gigabytes of RAM, and if you don't know, Apple uses their RAM better, so 1 gigabyte of RAM on iPhone is like around 1.5 gigabytes on Android. So far they've only had 6, so I just do that 6 times 1.5. So since they had 6 gigabytes of RAM, that's the equivalent of 9 gigabytes on Android. But since they're going with 8, that is 12, which is pretty much like the average flagship Android phone. Like S23 has it, Xiaomi has it, Xiaomi Mi 13 I think, yeah, has it. So yeah, this actually might affect. And back to the periscopic lens, there are rumors that they're still going to put 48 megapixels. So yeah, other than that we don't really have much. I think there's new color called red something. Of course Apple is going to put loads of new colors. As you can see, like if you go back here, there are rumors for the red and pink and blue and pink, sorry. Other than that, not much really. Also, there were rumors that the iPhone 15 might have Touch ID under display, like pretty much every Android has nowadays. But that might be later on, like 2025, 4 or 5. So yeah. So far, Apple does have really good software. Camera won't really change much, but the periscopic lens will change a lot with that being used as zoom. So to zoom in and stuff, they are better than telephoto and way better than macro. So yeah, back to the sizes, the screen. Their bezels, I think they're a 1.5 millimeter. I'm not sure. Let me just check. I think it's 1.5 millimeters. Yeah, I think so. So that's nice for people who like slim bezels. And of course iPhone has been putting equalized bezels on all sides, so it actually looks nice. So yeah, that's pretty much it what we have from now on. Apple is very secretive, so yeah, we're gonna have to wait. Like probably mid this year we might get more stuff. Like mid this year we might, yeah, somewhere around September, October, we might get more info about it. So yeah, by the way, this Xiaomi, it's not how it's gonna look on the iPhone. In terms of colors, they're getting this. That's probably going to be like one of their main colors. There you can see it's pretty much all over the page. Just like last year with the purple color over there. It's like dark red. Similar to like Samsung's burgundy from last year, but darker. Which is quite nice. And of course their wallpapers are gonna affect that. Other than that, there isn't that much so far. Apple does keep very secretive in terms of their releases. So for people who don't really know that much about tech, if you see something like this, that's fake. Like, yeah, no, Definitely no. There are loads of fake rumors. Someone that I would recommend, one of the leakers that I would recommend trusting is IC Universe. I'll show him right now. Let me just, yeah, on Twitter. That's best. That's like the best area. So I'll just type in IC Universe. Yeah. This is one of the best guys out there. Wait for 5 let's learn something about that iPhone. Just continue. See, does these stuff like camera comparisons and stuff. So yeah, he's someone to trust. But yeah, other than that, there's not much in that image. But yeah, you can see it's definitely thicker on the 15 Pro Max. That's yeah, 17. That's 11, and this like around 50. So yeah, well, it is going to get bigger. You can just see it. Also, you can see that there is like kind of straight, and here is like slanted, like Samsung's last year's ACs. If I show you, this is the camera that I use. So yeah, you can see it's kind of slanted over there. I think they're following that over here. Right. And with the solid state buttons, there is rooms that it can perform different tasks in different apps. So like in your camera it would be a shutter, in your web page maybe scrolling, in your call during calls maybe to end or start a call or something like that. And maybe it can even be used for like triggers for gaming. But yeah, they probably not add like a modifying page because Apple doesn't really like the people modifying it. And back to 3 nanometer processor. What they mean by nanometer is basically, if you look at some CPU pins, these are like laptop computer pins. So if you look at it, you see that there is space in between. The lower the space, the better, because then the electricity doesn't have to travel all the way there. So they are gonna put 3 nanometers of distance, which is insane. Someone to trust in terms of specs is Matrix. So if I go to, let's see where is rumors. See, so they tell you it's an upcoming phone. Of course, no fingerprint sensor. They are going with similar cameras. Not sure if that's true or not. 50 megapixel. But if it does, yeah, why not? Not really, they're not really changing in terms of camera. If I type in iPhone 15 Ultra, it is rumored, so yeah, can't really tell. First, they will alert you that it's an upcoming phone and not that they're 8 gigabytes of RAM. 128 no anymore, that you can go up to 1 terabyte. The A17, I'm not sure of the clock speed, but it should be somewhat similar. Again, I'm sorry for the fan. It's background noise. It's just my computer's fan. It's going at full speed, and I think it's a bit heated up. This is a long lightning cable. I mean, maybe it might, like, maybe they might have like two versions, one for Europe and any other country doesn't that doesn't like Apple using lightning cable, and another one for people who don't really care and fine with the lightning cable. So yeah. Also, there are also rumors that France will also not have the same, just like America didn't have for the 14. So yeah, it is an Indian rupees. This is an Indian website. So yeah. And of course, they have the Apple Watch Ultra. That's where they're getting the titanium. Already this is titanium, so they're going to put that on the orders of the iPhone 15 Ultra. And that's at least what, yeah, see, rumored, rumored, upcoming. So yeah, there are rumors. So on and so forth. Also, they'll have a Qualcomm's 5G modem